This man went to North Korea and regretted it. North Korea is without a doubt the scariest country to live in. Videos of the secretive country are rare, but sometimes brave people leak videos to the outside world. From a mother and daughter caught on camera trying to escape from child labor being used at Kim Jong Un's personal ski resort. First, we have to look at this arrested American. You are looking at prisoner number 429, or at least that's his name in North Korea. His real name is Kim Dong-chul. He's an American businessman who was born in South Korea. Kim is a Christian, and in 2015, he went to North Korea to do missionary work. But in October 2015, he was arrested by North Korean police. He was accused of being a spy for the USA, despite there being zero evidence of this. In March of 2016, he was forced to go to a press conference organized by North Korea. He was forced to apologize for stealing military secrets and for working as a spy for the USA and South Korea. He was forced to admit to these crimes despite there being no evidence. After the show trial, Kim was sentenced to 10 years of hard labor and he was sent to one of North Korea's infamous work camps. Many people never make it out of these camps alive, but thankfully in May of 2018, Mike Pompeo met with Kim Jong Un. After the meeting, several American detainees inside North Korea were released. Thankfully, he was returned to the USA a few days later, which is where he still lives today, but this man must have been absolutely terrified when he was arrested by the North Korean police. In total, he spent 950 days inside the North Korean work camp. Next, we have to look at this woman directing fake traffic. North Korea made their citizens act out various jobs and roles to make their country seem normal. This is mainly done for foreign visitors. This video was filmed in downtown Pyongyang. The streets are very busy. The cameraman then starts filming the traffic on the road. As soon as the traffic controller sees she's being filmed, she starts working, or at least pretending to. She starts blowing her whistle and directing traffic. But despite her blowing her whistle and waving her flag, she's actually not doing anything. Cars keep driving past as normal and people simply ignore her and cross the street anyway. It's almost as if she's pretending to work. The truth is, North Korea doesn't need traffic control officers. Barely anyone in the country has a car. That's why many working people, including soldiers, often have to hitchhike. Also, there are so few cars that children are often seen playing in the roads. Next, we have to look at this homeless family in North Korea. Pyongyang is one of the more affluent areas in North Korea, but clearly not everyone there has money. This video shows a homeless woman and her child. They're both very malnourished. They also live in a tiny shack. They talk about how they sneak out at nighttime to scavenge for food, but they say they never go out in the city during the day. That's because they fear they may be arrested and sent to a labor camp or even worse, killed. It's very depressing to see the poverty that exists inside North Korea's capital. Next, we have to look at the mother and daughter trying to escape North Korea. This video was taken from China. On the other side of this lake is North Korea. The crowd of people here are North Korean soldiers, and standing on the frozen lake is a mother and her daughter. If you look closely, you can see they're being arrested by North Korean police. The mother and daughter bribed one of the North Korean guards to get through, but as they were crossing the river, other guards saw them. The mother and daughter were then arrested, but here's where things get really sad. The daughter is jumping up and down crying. That's because she knows their fate. They will be sent to one of North Korea's infamous work camps, and to make matters worse, all of their family will be imprisoned too. North Korea has what's known as one judge. This means generations of punishment. For example, if one person goes to prison, their parents and their children will go to prison with them. This is to try and keep their population scared and brainwashed, mainly to make sure that no one ever tries to escape. Now we have to look at these scary videos of child labor being used in North Korea. In 2016, a human rights group leaked this video. It shows a North Korean child chain gang working on a railway. These are Kim Jong Un's child slaves. They mend railway tracks with hammers and have to lift heavy rocks in bags. They are forced to do this work all day in the hot sun, working 10-hour shifts. They are also not paid any money for this work. The footage was filmed with a secret camera. The kids are 8 to 9 years old and are clearly very malnourished. In another video, children were seen being used as slave labor. Children as young as 11 were made to work at Kim Jong Un's elite ski resort. They had to work shoveling snow in sub-zero temperatures. Doing this for hours on end, a small group of soldiers watch over them, making sure they don't try to run away. Now we have to see this video of North Korean soldiers shooting at US soldiers. 2014, a training video from the North Korean army was released. It showed them firing at cardboard cutouts of US soldiers. The soldiers even had US painted on their helmets. This just shows North Korea's hatred for the USA and the US troops. In another disturbing clip, a North Korean child soldier decapitated a US troop. The young girl did this by knocking the head of an effigy of a US soldier. Now we have to look at this video of people smuggling food into North Korea. It's not a secret North Korea lacks food. You only have to look at the average North Korean citizen to realize they're very hungry. Most people in the country are very malnourished, except, of course, their dear leader, because there's not enough food. Food often has to be smuggled in by other people. Here you can see two people crossing the Chinese border with food, carrying it back into North Korea. They bribed a guard to do this and then covered up their tracks in the snow using a jacket. It's a lot of work, but it's necessary to keep people alive. If these people didn't break the law, North Koreans simply wouldn't have enough food, which could cause starvation or even death. Now let's look at this empty airport. You may assume this airport is abandoned, but no, this is actually North Korea's busiest airport. You won't have to worry about long queues or missing your flight. That's because there's absolutely no one anywhere. There's barely any staff and even less passengers. North Koreans are not allowed to leave the country, so the airport only exists for foreign visitors. But because it's rare to be allowed inside, these are scarce. When you fly on North Korea's only airline, it's very common to be the only person on the plane. Just imagine how eerie that would be. Now we have to look at this North Korean army trailer. In 2016, the North Korean army put on a show of force. They did various bizarre exercises on the camera. This included having large rocks smashed on their stomachs and being beaten with sticks. That's because there is not enough medical supplies to go around in North Korea. All this while Kim Jong Un looked on. At one point, a soldier even breaks bricks with his bare hands, and another soldier breaks a pane of glass using his body. Every North Korean citizen is forced to join the army for at least 10 years, which is why the North Korean army has around 1 million troops on the ground. This bizarre propaganda video was likely released to try and scare foreign militaries. Now we have to look at these starving children inside North Korea. This video comes from Haeju City in North Korea. It shows an orphanage filled with starving children. Farmlands in North Korea are sadly not well maintained. The regime simply doesn't care about their people enough, causing many people to starve. Sadly, many of these kids also have diseases which can be treated. When farming fails, the government doesn't give their people more food. Instead, they slash food rations, meaning that people get less food, actually making the problem even worse. All this while Kim Jong Un spent an estimated $5 million a year importing luxury foods for himself. Finally, let's look at this North Korean propaganda video about the USA. Ever wondered why North Koreans seem to dislike the USA? Well, it's because this is what's shown on North Korean TV. Take a look at this video. That was shown on North Korean TV. They claim Americans are homeless and live in tents in the snow. They also have to drink coffee made of snow. They also show people sleeping in sleeping bags, but they say the sleeping bags are actually body bags. These blatant lies are to make America look bad and also make it seem like living in North Korea is the best country ever. If they showed how good America actually was, North Korean people might be annoyed. They would realize their lives are much worse in North Korea. Sadly, access to outside world is very limited inside North Korea, so this is all they'll see, meaning that most people in the country actually believe this propaganda. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below, which of these videos was the most scary to you? Please like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. You will receive a notification as soon as the next video is published.